Well, guess who I have in the house? Who do I have in the house?
Sasha Belletti.
See, I got her to say it. Sasha Belletti is amazing. And I just found out, and I ask crazy questions. I've never met you before. I have no idea who this woman is. I don't know what she does, but she has the most incredible photograph that we put up with like a sash floating around. What was that? Was that a wedding or something? What was that?
It was a photo shoot out at Nelson's Landing, and that was a wedding dress, and it was a big wedding veil.
Yeah, I thought it was something to do with the wedding or something, something out there.
The wind ended up making it perfect.
Yes, it looked absolutely gorgeous, but it was the way they had it. It was just kind of flowing, and I thought, oh, how lovely. Now, Sasha, what do you do? You are a what?
So I am a jack of all trades, if you would.
She doesn't look like a jack to me, but that's okay. Right.
Maybe entrepreneur would be a better word.
Entrepreneur, there we go. Entrepreneur.
So the job I've had the longest was caddying. I caddied at Bandon Dunes in Oregon for
now, caddying
16
means
years.
that she was in the golf business,
That's
correct?
Right.
Am I in the right
you
place?
Are. Absolutely.
What made on earth you become a caddy girl?
Well, I grew up very conservative, what you would probably
on the
consider
golf course?
Amish, actually, before the golf course. Yes.
So you grew up as Amish?
I did. I grew up in a group that was very, very similar to the Amish.
Now, when you say similar, are they in the Amish or just part of it, or?
It was a group that was mostly people that were in like the old order Amish, or a lot of other really, really plain groups that ended up branching off and forming their own group.
So you were in the one that formed their own group.
Yes. So basically,
I've never met anyone from the Amish. This is fascinating, and she's gorgeous, and you're out here. And so what happened? There's got to be a story here somewhere.
Right?
Believe me, there's a story.
So the long story short of it is I was spoken for by the time I was 18. I was spoken for from the time I was 14, and I was 18. I was eligible to be married. I didn't want to marry into the church.
In the Amish, they do marry younger than that, though, don't they?
They do, yeah. So old order Amish, from 16 to 18, you get Rumspringer, meaning you get to go sow your wild oats and then choose to join the church.
Okay.
In my group, there was no Rumspringer. You just kind of were expected to join when you were 18 and get married.
Now, when you were spoken for at 14, did you like this person? You're all very confusing for me. Did you like this person that has spoken for you?
Nah, not particularly, no.
So, now what did you do about it?
Well, I left at 18 when I was eligible.
So you didn't have to marry him at 14 because you didn't
I was too young.
You were too young.
My father said, she's too young.
So fortunately your dad said, wait till she's 18, and then guess what she did? She flew the coop.
I did. I flew the coop, and I was going to LA, I thought, to be an actress and a model and to see what I could do in the entertainment world, because I grew up without electricity. I grew up without all of these things that...
So when you came out into the world itself, what did you think?
I thought, this is what I've been waiting for.
This is what I want.
I've
heard about this, but I've never experienced it.
Exactly.
Up until you were 18.
Up until I was 18. I was very naive. I made it all the way to Bandon, Oregon, which is ironically a couple hours north of the California border, where I ran out of money. Went to apply for jobs and realized that having a social security number is very important in that, and I did not have one.
Did you know how to get one? Did you know what to do?
I did, but it was right after 9/11, and my mom is Syrian, and they weren't too happy about giving me a social security number with no evidence that I grew up in
America,
the United States.
that you were actually American.
Exactly.
So you had actually nothing to state that you were American, because you didn't have a social security.
We don't do pictures.
Well, you don't have a social security number either.
Right.
You have to have that to get a driver's license and all that stuff.
Everything.
All right. So here comes the big whoa. What happened?
I started caddying, because you don't need a social security number to be a caddy and carry golf bags on a golf course.
That was my original question to you. Oh, yes.
So instead of becoming a server and taking acting classes and getting into the entertainment business as I wanted to do, I stopped 2 hours north of the California border and carried golf bags 2 a day, walking 1 to 2 rounds, which is 7 to 14 miles.
What sort of tips did you get for that? I guess it depends on the man, the female or the male, but it's probably mostly males that are doing the golfing.
Yeah, it depends.
Did you blink your eyes? Like, you know, not...
Well, you know, you try to make, you know, obviously you want to be a good companion on the golf course. You want to be someone has good energy and a bright smile, and because, you know, golf can be very emotional.
Yeah, but this is all new to you because you'd never been out into this arena.
Exactly. So I had to go to the library and get every book on golf, and I'm like reading through everything. Okay, like driver, wedge,
this is what you call a 24-hour course.
Crash course on how to be a caddy.
On how to be a caddy.
I just went in and faked it till I made it. I carried a lot of bags for free for caddies that I really admired and thought they did a good job.
Okay.
Because I wanted to have a good smile and be a good person.
Well, she has a good smile. You have a good.
But I didn't want to be just a good smile.
No.
I wanted to know, you know, I wanted
the ins
to know
and
what
outs.
I was doing.
Yeah, what are you doing? Why am I here? What am I doing? What am I
Exactly.
great big heavy things for?
Right. You know, you want to, you know, be able to read the greens properly,
Of course,
engage the wind, and do all your jobs
so
as a
you
caddy.
learned it all.
Exactly.
How amazing.
And I got to pick up the game of golf while I was at it, which was awesome. I love the game of golf.
So you play golf now?
I do.
To this day?
Yes.
Okay, so let's move a little bit along. How did you find your husband?
He was a caddy as well. So I
See,
met him in Oregon.
I knew something got attached somewhere. And you're still married to him?
I am.
And you're not 18 anymore. So
I'm
how
not.
long have you been married?
I've been married for 6 years.
6 years. So you're 24? 25.
Maybe a little bit more than that.
25, okay.
We'll go with that.
Well, we'll go with 24. I mean, whatever. It doesn't really make any difference. So all because of this, of leaving, did you know at 18 when you were leaving this very secluded place where you hadn't really experienced much of the world, did you know what you were getting yourself into, or did you?
I don't think that I did, but I think that I planned on leaving, you know, when I was really young. I had all of these, you know, you have a lot of time when you don't have TV, you don't have, you know, radio, you don't have any of the electricity, you don't have.
So you have a lot of time to think.
You have a lot of time to think when you don't have a lot of things to entertain yourself with.
Yeah.
When you're not working or thinking. And so I had, you know, dreamed this life I wanted to live. And 18 was the magic year to go. It was go time.
All your dreams down here, have they materialized to where you are now, or are you still working on them?
I am definitely still working on them, but I'm very grateful for all of the opportunities that have come my way. And, you know, the fact that a naive girl of 18 can go out into the world.
This is quite a story that
I'm grateful.
Coming from sort of no electricity, no every 24-hour-a-day life that we're also used to. But I have to tell you something. It's funny you talk about it. I lived at one time on a place called Whitsand Bay. There was no electricity, there was no telephone, there was no television, there was no nothing except this great big beach. Wow. Which was Cornwall, which was the other side of Cornwall, Ramehead and Land's End, and we were over here somewhere. So I know a little bit, and I grew up there from the ages of I was 8 until I was probably 14, with nothing. But I did have, you know, we weren't Amish, but I did have 3 brothers and a sister, you know, to play with, but that's all we played with. I didn't know anybody else.
Yeah,
so it's the same. I didn't know anybody out there. When I went out to this incredible world, I was like, yeah, I got it.
Right? It's like,
this is now all mine.
Like a racehorse, ready to go.
Yeah, it's like a racehorse.
I'm
going to fight it. I'm going to get it. I'm going to win.
That's right.
So what are you doing right now? What do we want to
as
put
much
out
as
there?
I can do. I am with TNG Models.
Okay.
I signed with them a couple months after I moved here to Las Vegas. I love them. They're an amazing agency, and I am pursuing acting and modeling with them. And my next venture will be to LA to see, you know,
what you can do. Well, actually, you're here at the right time for the movie industry. A lot of movies out here. In fact, there's a gentleman just right here, Tom Hillary. He does a lot of movies, so I hope you spoke to him.
I need to speak to him. I did not.
He was. Oh no, there he is. He's right here.
Oh, there he is.
I'm going to get you two. I could connect you two because she's absolute. Hey, Tom, she's gorgeous, isn't she?
Oh yes.
She's absolutely amazing, and her story though. Oh, you could write about this. Oh my goodness, what a story that would be.
I definitely want to write.
This, you do?
I do.
There's your partner.
That's where I really want to go.
I'm not going to say he'll help you because I can't talk for him, but I'm sure he'll, you know, give you a few little things, hints and things.
I'm like a sponge. Any bit of advice, any bit of wisdom,
Okay,
I
would you
want it
say
all.
that your upbringing, because it was, you obviously didn't go to school, so
I
neither
got
did
my
I.
I got my GED once I left.
You did?
Yes.
I never went to school, so I'm similar to what you,
Same.
very, very similar.
Yes.
So with sort of not having the education, do you think you have an advantage of knowing other things that other people don't know that you can actually bring in and use?
Absolutely. I knew at a very young age that I was different.
It's lovely when you admit to yourself, I'm different.
Right? I understood that, and I knew I cannot just become a product of my environment. I have to focus on what I want to be and really work at that every day.
Absolutely, every single day.
And I feel like, if I have children, would I want them to go to school? Absolutely.
Yes.
But that being said, I feel like I was able to take my life experiences that happened in the years I wouldn't have been in a classroom.
Yes.
And really, it's such an asset. I really would not trade my history for the world.
The wonderful thing about Sasha is her experiences, she's going to use them rather than hide them and not do them.
Yes, exactly.
You are now going to bring them in, you're going to use them because that is you.
Yes.
Because all the experiences we have is what you are.
Right.
So if you start using what you are, and I use them, I mean, there's times when I used to say, my mother and father shouldn't have done this, and the whole thing. But sometimes I think, well, hang on a second, because I'm so different, it's because my mum and dad did that.
Right.
And made me different
Exactly.
because I just had the same way as you. That road to kind of get through. Couldn't wait till I was 16. 16 I left home. But couldn't wait for it. Yeah, I left home at 16.
That's amazing.
And so it's very, very similar.
It makes you who you are.
Well, I think, yes, it does. And I think if you
choose
use it,
to make it.
Use it.
Yes.
Use all that
use it.
stuff. All that stuff. Use it because it's not the same as everything else out there.
Yes,
it's just not the same.
Absolutely. It gives you perspective.
It does give you, it does.
It kind of opens your eyes to different angles that you can look at life.
That other people wouldn't have that to look at because you've got you've got your world and then you've got this world.
And I really want to share that. That's what the thing about movies, the thing about, a good book, a good story, and the thing about movies that I love is you get to bring stories to life. And to me, ever since I was a kid, if you can tell me a good story, if you can make me laugh, truly. You have my heart.
Well, I think we've definitely captured her heart. My producer's looking at me and saying, Nina, are you ever going to stop talking? No, I'm not, because I find I find you fascinating. You're amazing. I want to remain friends with you.
Absolutely.
I want to see where you go and what you do. How can people reach you?
So I am on Instagram. I still just have a personal account. I'm working on a professional one. It's at Kivsatya. And I'm on Facebook as Sasha Belletti. My email is sashabelletti@gmail.com.
Belletti, I love the name, Sasha Belletti. Isn't that a beautiful name? You are amazing. I wish her all the luck in the world. I mean, I don't think she needs luck. Just keep going where you're going. I think you've got it.
Thank you.
You've got it very, very much together.
I appreciate it.
And understand that your life as a child was something that was very, very beautiful.
Yes.
Look at it that way.
I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade mine now for anything. Not that I can trade it anyway.
Right, not that you can, right?
we can't trade it anyway.
You learn to appreciate your past and make it work for you to make a better future.
Absolutely amazing. So don't forget to tune in to YouTube and subscribe to Vegas Live with Ninon. We are up there, we're getting out there, we're doing absolutely amazing. We're in our 4th year down here at the Pepper Mill. The Pepper Mill is absolutely wonderful. And did you know, this is one of the oldest restaurants. It started in 1972 and it's still going strong, but I think every movie star's gone through this place. And you had a couple of stories where they did the casino movie here and everything else. So don't forget to subscribe. You never know what we're going to have on next and who we're going to have on next. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. We'll be right back. Take care.